Chocolo here for another video review. It's a very special one. It's a Nestlé Coffee Crisp. Yeah, an import from Canada, this one. Yeah, I've been meaning to review this for years, actually. Someone a long time ago, I do apologise, I've forgotten who it was now. They did speak to me about this one. Long time back recommending it me, chocolate from Canada generally, really. And can't remember who it was. I know I spoke to Rick about it recently. Rick B in the comments as well, and he was sort of mentioning this one also. And so I've got to get it done. So if you do get in touch, if it was you from years back, I know Sam Matson might have mentioned it as well. I don't think it was him though originally. I'd say it was about 2 or 3 years ago someone mentioned this. So it's took me a long time to get around to it, but I have managed to do it at long last, and I'm very excited. Yeah, very excited. So it look at that. I mean, hopefully I'm not going to be disappointed, but it looks very nice. Look at this. So obviously, I assume there's coffee involved. Makes a nice light snack. I mean, well, it's a massive bar. I mean, it really is. I mean, how much does it weigh? Goodness me, is there a weightage on it somewhere? There must be. You'd hope. You'd think. I think it's 50 grams. So it's quite a. I don't know if you can quite see that on there if it focuses in. Yeah, per one bar, 50 grams, 260 calories. So yeah, not too bad calorie wise for the whole bar, but gives it 50 grams. But there we go. Yes, there we are. Nutritional facts on the back. Let's see. 13 grams of fat, 7 of which are saturates. And does it have the actual calories? It just says on the side, doesn't it? A bit odd the way it's the calories are kept separate. At least it seems to be, but 260. There we go. All right. Yeah, so I don't know why the calories aren't on the back, unless they are, and I've just missed them. Oh yeah, it does say there. There we go. Yeah. Normally there's more of a breakdown and stuff like that and things like this, but as in the Canadian one, they don't do that. Which is fair enough because it probably makes it a lot simpler. You think you just use it as per 100 grams and stuff like that, so per 5 segments and stuff like this, which is usually a waste of time. Well, segment-wise, it's not actually, but usually the breakdowns they do are usually a bit difficult and hard to sort of measure. But anyway, you'd said certified, which is the part of the Rainforest Alliance now. I think they've joined together. Natural flavours, prepared in Canada. Cocoa plant. Unwrap some good.ca, I think that says. Yeah, there we are. 50 gram wafer bar. 100% sustainable source cocoa. Yeah, which is not bad. Although sustainable is technically subjective, so what does it really mean? Okay, does it have an official description then? What does that say down there? That's a bit weird. That's black text there. Or TMO. I thought it said like one owner, I think. Or it's like a sort of like buying a used car or something. Well, I can't see any actual description of it. Can't see one. Yeah, alright. Well, coffee crisp. Yeah. Wafer bar. Yeah. Does it even say wafer bar? I'm sure I've seen that somewhere, but I'm sure it says wafer bar somewhere, but I can't even see that now, so maybe it doesn't. Oh yeah, it just says wafer bar. There, just in very small writing there. So nice to have a better description than that, sort of chocolate covered wafer bar filled with whatever that centre is. I mean, I've no idea what that is. Is that chocolate? Like a cream? I don't know. Just sort of chocolate layer, chocolate cream between the wafers. Maybe that's coffee flavoured something. I'm not sure. But anyway, there's coffee in this crisp and there's presumably chocolate and a bit of wafer. So let's give it an open and investigate further. Let's do it. Let's give it an open. Okay, let's give this Nestlé Coffee Crisp import from Canada an open. Very excited for this one. Been meaning to look into it for about 3 years now, I think. Very long time either way. So yeah, very excited for this one. So yeah, and thanks very much for Rick as well for talking about this one also. And whoever it was, a very long time ago mentioned it originally. Still got it in my Amazon wish list, I think, for it, but I just never got around to buying it. I think it was expensive to import at the time. But managed to get it eventually in the end, so yeah, very happy for that. Yes, I told you I've done about 830 reviews, if not more actually. So if you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. In the top corner, I'll put a link to a place for all my other reviews. So after you watch this one, click on that and you can watch the others as well. Hopefully enjoy those too. Okay, so here we go. So yeah, big chunky bar, very big, 50 grams. It's no nonsense, I think you'd say. Pretty much a block actually. It doesn't even really go up at the sides. Like a sort of, it's almost like it's even bigger than a Kit Kat Chunky, It's almost like a Kit Kat Chunky, but bigger, There was a bit of flourishes on this one. I didn't measure it, but it wasn't enough really to justify. Well, let's have a look. was a bit really there, you could say. Yes, it was a bit. Perhaps I should have measured it, but yeah. Let's see, measure the bar now. It's roughly about 13 centimeters basically in length, width. Bit sort of a bit wide at the bottom of the chocolates, widened a bit, but about 2.9 centimeters in width. And height 2.1 centimeters. There we go. Yes, would have been a bit of flourishes there. I think there would have been relatively substantial flourishes actually. You can see there it's probably a good 4 centimeters, but yeah, kind of measure it, but it's not totally accurate now. But yeah, about 16 centimeters in the bar itself. About 12.7, 12.75. I've lost about 3 centimeters or so. So it is a good yeah, quarter of the bar we've lost basically. You can sort of see that replicated sort of there. Okay, roughly anyway, as I say. So I didn't measure it properly this time, but I think we can, you know, yeah, get the gist. I might snap it actually rather than cut it with a knife. Let's give it a snap. Oh yes. Oh, good snap there. And you can see. Well, look at that. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. So quite light. I would have said I was expecting the middle part to be a bit darker because it's aerated as well. So it's kind of like an aerated chocolate. So a bit like a, of course, being a Whisper and Aero really. You can see the different layers. There you see the wafer and sort of chocolate cream presumably between the wafer, a bit like a Kit Kat. You know what? Looks like it could potentially be a sort of Time Out Chunky this, you know, but without the sort of twirl centre. Very interesting. Very excited for this. Obviously with a coffee flavour as well. I would say though that certainly, well, yeah, this is quite light on the front of the wrapper. Bit darker though, but definitely the chocolate cream between the wafers is a bit darker. It's a bit light, a bit less chocolatey looking on the inside than it is on the wrapper itself. Alright. Aerated, yeah. Interesting. So I didn't say it was aerated. I didn't get any impression it was aerated. So this looks like it could be very nice. So yeah, let's give it a taste and find out. Let's do it. Let's give it a taste. Okay, now once I get this Nestlé Coffee Crisp Canadian Importer taste, looks very interesting. You've seen the sort of preview image on the front here. You know, yeah, sort of accepted it. You know, didn't really sort of read between the lines literally, the lines of wafer, but it looks to essentially be sort of like a bit like a Time Out crossed with a Time Out Chunky basically, but rather with sort of like twirl scent. It looks to have like a aerated, possibly coffee chocolate flavour scent. I'm not really sure what this actually is. It doesn't really describe it on the wrapper, so I don't know, but it looks very interesting. The Time Out Chunky was a legendary bar that it pretty much is a legend really. It just, you know, came out for a bit and disappeared, and hardly any pictures of it online. Really nice bar, but as I say, it's just lost to a very few people who had it really. Not many people remember it or can have any photos of it or anything. So this one might be something close to it, so as close as we could possibly get. So obviously aerated in the middle rather than a twirl type centre, but presumably it's got some kind of coffee flavouring to it as well. So very excited for this. Been recommended it a lot by a few people over the years from Canada. So well, you know, hopefully we're not going to be disappointed. But yeah, let's give it a go. Let's give it a taste. A lovely lots of wafer basically. I mean, it's definitely more wafer than anything. It's more of a wafer bar basically. There's lots of wafer bars out there. You've seen some of the sort of like the Polish wafer bars and things like this, and just yeah, you might not have seen them really, but generally imagine like a pink wafer, that kind of taste with a bit of cream in it, but more wafery, and perhaps some other flavours and stuff like that. Yeah, it's very wafery, this one. I wouldn't say it's like a Time Out actually. It's more of a wafer bar, which, you know, is probably fair enough. You know, Coffee Crisp. You know, I think on the front it does look a bit like there's more of the aerated part than there is in reality. I would say that middle layer isn't really like chocolate either. I don't really know what it's like. I'll say it's very wafery. It tastes of wafer as well. You know, that's the prominent flavour. I assume that centre is like a coffee cream, but I'm not getting a massive coffee taste. I don't really know why it's aerated either. I don't really think there's any point to that. So it doesn't seem to be chocolate. It's all right. It's all right. It's a bit, perhaps, inevitably I was going to be disappointed, and I think I am really. Nice crunchy wafer, of course. More like it's more in the realms of like a, you get sort of wafer biscuits, like pink wafers, I guess is the typical thing in the UK in a biscuit selection. It's not much more than a step up of that really. As I say, you see lots of sort of wafer bars in the polished section of supermarkets and things. I'm just going to try and see if I can take the top off and have the actual just the cream. So that's like. Okay. So I took the wafer off the top, and that is literally like I'm tasting just wafer really. There's a bit of a chocolate cream between it, but it doesn't do much to take away from the fact that it's just wafer you're mainly having. So we've got the chocolate cream there. Let's just give it a bit of a taste. Or the coffee cream rather. I guess it's coffee cream. It doesn't really taste much of coffee really. It's meant to be sort of coffee flavour, but it's very creamy. You can see from the look of it that it's quite creamy. It's a very light colour. It certainly tastes more of cream than anything else. To the point where I'd actually argue that I couldn't really taste. I wouldn't really know that it was meant to be coffee. Only from the front, really. Yeah. I'm a bit disappointed with this. I think I was expecting it to be really, really nice. I'd heard lots of good things about it, but it's really just a bit of a bit of an average wafer bar really. I don't think wafer bars are that great. We're talking sort of Time Out. The new Time Out wafer bar, whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called now. But yeah, it's. I think that's probably better than this. It's just a bit too wafery and a bit too creamy. It's just the centre's just it's just a bit of a cream taste and not really coffee like. Yeah, it's just mainly a wafer taste, with quite a thick cream. I'm not really getting much of a coffee taste from it, as I say. It's slightly there, but really slightly. The chocolate on the outside is nothing to speak about, not that great. You can barely taste it. I'm mainly getting wafer, as I say, in that sort of creamy sense. And if you can imagine sort of the cream from a pink wafer in the UK, that's kind of what you're getting really here, just on slightly different proportions. Obviously, perhaps not flavoured like the pink wafer is, but generally that's not that much of it. It's just a cream flavour, isn't it? Yeah. To the point where I'd probably prefer those. I think the proportions in that are better as well. I just feel like there's too much cream in this one. I don't know why it's aerated. It doesn't really add much to it. Probably just to save money, maybe. Could make it look bigger than it is. Yeah, this is disappointing actually. I'm really sorry, any Canadian viewers out there. And this one might be a popular bar over there, and I've been recommended it quite highly really. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it's not for me, this one. It's just a very average wafer bar, and I don't think it particularly tastes of coffee. I'm not too keen on the cream. I don't know why it's aerated. I don't think it adds anything to it. Probably makes it less sickly, maybe. So maybe it does in a way, but it just means just make it thinner really, or less creamy. I don't know. Make it better. I think. As I say, it doesn't really taste that much of coffee. It's just a wafer bar really, with a bit of chocolate cream that you can not really taste that much. You can't really taste much coffee flavour, and the cream it's quite creamy. It doesn't really do much for me. I prefer if that was chocolate. I think if the middle was chocolate, coffee flavoured chocolate or otherwise, I think you'd be onto something here. I think that would really lift up the bar. Although it would probably be Nestlé milk chocolate, which isn't great. But nonetheless, if it was a good chocolate, or even Nestlé chocolate, who knows? But it probably would have to be aerated in that case to make it easier to bite through it. And that would make more sense. Or if it was like a twirl type chocolate where it's sort of flaky and, which is what the Time at Chunky was. I think it would really lift this bar. But unfortunately, what of it being like a wafer cream, you're typically getting wafers, it's just, not great. So for me, this one, it's a 2 out of 5 really. It's a below average one, this one. Yeah, don't think it's lower than that. But if anything, it's lower. You know, not horrible though, which is why it's not a 1 or anything like that. And the 1.5 is well, you know, very sort of below average. But don't think it's quite that bad. But it's not great. Yeah, really disappointed. I'm sorry about this, everyone. If you're a big fan of this one, but especially particularly Canadian viewers, of course. But yeah, I don't know. I've not grown up with it, so maybe that's something. But yeah, disappointing. You know, I've tasted better, unfortunately. You know, and the ones I've tasted better are not the great bars either. You know, so yeah, 2 out of 5. Disappointing. Shame that. Yeah. Well, at least I gave it a go. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Follow me on Instagram. Check out the YouTube member program. Great way to support the channel, as I always say. You probably heard it before. Link for that's in the description, as is the link for the Discord server, which is a great way to keep in touch with the community. And yeah, like my video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a comment or free. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.